sold. It's just another great thing from our friends at Seafoam. It's called Deep Creep.
Our governor, who does not have any meaningful message about anything, apparently was asked to speak to a group of nurses the other day. And he apparently referenced fascists and Nazis. His remarks were recorded at a private event where he spoke to members of the Minnesota Nurses Association. Do you have that audio? The audio from his remarks at the Nurses Association.
You see the nonsense that's being put forward on that. We're going to need your voice there, because I would just end with this. And we're seeing it in these town halls. That charismatic leader's not going to come there. You know, I see the pundits on TV. What's wrong with the Democratic Party? What's wrong is our country's being stole by fascists and Nazis, and we're trying to do all we can to try and do that. But we need to use all the tools.
Wow.
He referenced, I don't know if the audio picked it up, but I believe he referenced an incident in Ohio where some pretend Nazis were blocking traffic on a bridge, and I found that story. A large police presence was seen at the overpass near Lincoln Heights, a historically black community, after several people displayed swastika emblazoned flags. I believe this is in the Cincinnati area. A small Ohio municipality has apologized for not publicly responding to neo-Nazi demonstrations. Residents had urged officials in Evendale, a suburb of Cincinnati, to explain what prompted the protest and why no one was arrested on the February 7 incident that ended when a group of black residents, good for them, confronted the marchers and burned their flags. Now, it sounds like it was a minor incident. There were about a dozen demonstrators. They marched on a freeway overpass before being confronted by a larger group of black residents. The march took place near Lincoln Heights, a historically black community. I don't think this ever made the news of any consequence. Do you know, John?
It did, yeah. I saw numerous stories on it, including the videos, which were great because as soon as they were confronted by the group of black people,
right.
They basically turned tail and ran. And there were state police kind of persons in between.
When did this happen, Johnny?
A couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Okay, the reason I say about wondering about its presence in the news is somebody obviously had to tell Walz about this. I doubt that he was aware of this. I mean, I read more than Walz does, and I was unaware of this.
It was all over the news, and I actually just pulled it up after you asked.
Was it in the local papers?
NBC had it, CNN had it, The Independent had it, CBS had it, all the national
Yeah, my source is NBC.
Yeah, NBC had it. Yeah,
so,
I saw numerous stories about it when it happened.
So, but I believe that was the context point for Walz to blurt out that he thinks fascists and Nazis are ruining the Democratic Party. And Republicans in the state of Minnesota wish to insist that what he meant was just Republicans. And now they want an apology from him, which they won't get. But do you have our governor trying to explain himself?
They're asking me to apologize because of that?
Well, you were talking about politicians in Washington, Republicans in Washington.
No, I'm talking about the people who are openly Nazis.
In that audio clip we've heard, it sounds like you were talking about in Washington, and when Scott Jensen made similar comments about COVID restrictions.
Look, we have folks marching in the streets. We have a woman in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, pulled out by a militia. I'm talking to a group of supporters and saying what's going on in our country right now is we have people who are openly Nazis and fascists trying to take our country, and we need to push back. This has been the last 10 days, Washington Post, New York Times, talking about these folks in Ohio. So no, I'm not going to apologize. The question I have is, why are they not condemning them? Why are they not condemning these people who are in Ohio doing these things to us? So, no.
So you were not talking about Donald Trump and Republicans in Washington?
No, I'm talking about these people who are there. Now, if they have tendencies to not say anything, I am asking those people in Washington, why are they not condemning this? Why is the Department of Justice not condemning these people who are doing that? So this is the story that the Republicans are asking about as we watch the federal government go step on all of our rights, as we watch them go through the Social Security Administration, as we watch them do all this. This is their focus.
What rights has...
Be better. Be better.
And I can't take this.
That's not what he implied, though.
So with this is an Alpha News tweet from the video that you just saw. And the quote was there's a quote here that was from a nurse who was in attendance. And in that comment, the nurse said, it was awful to hear how he berated and called those that didn't agree with him as those people, Nazis, fascists, etc. For a side that is accepting of all, he wasn't very accepting nor very nice.
Well, it seems to me that what you had here was a very brief incident in which the black citizens took care of business pretty quickly. And you were talking maybe as many as 12 people. And it's not plausible that to say that because of this incident on a bridge in Cincinnati that 12 people are trying to take over the country. Walz is still fuming about the idea that he was defeated. And he keeps thinking he was defeated because, he was defeated because he and Harris had no message.
And that is why Trump got elected.
Did he make reference to this incident earlier in the speech?
That I don't know. I did not attend the nurse's speech.
Because just that little portion of the speech made me think that he was referring to the people that voted or that do vote Republican as a bunch of Nazis and whatever else you called them, fascists.
Well, he's going to get away with denying that, but I, too, think that that's exactly what he was saying.
Oh, well, that's the way it sounded, and that's why I asked maybe he brought it up earlier in the speech, and now we're hearing this a bit out of context or 2 minutes later. You know, you have to kind of put the whole speech together.
Here's the other part of it, too, Kenny. The way that an original piece of audio was recorded, it leads me to believe that it sounded as though it was somebody with a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Like the audio quality, it didn't sound like it was the entire speech was being recorded. And so in his mind, he's thinking, well, I can probably get away with a little bit.
Well, the other thing I wonder...
don't want to, Joe, I don't want to leave the wrong impression here. I am the leader of the Walz Derangement Syndrome program. I am right there at the top. Nobody hates him more.
Well, the other thing I would like to know is in what possible context did that come up in a meeting with the nurses?
Right.
He has no message. He has no meaningful, important information for the people of Minnesota or the country. He has none. He's revealed himself to be the worst compliment I can pay somebody, a bad guy. I don't say that lightly.
So that's better than attention whore?
Yeah, your attention whore.
I don't feel as bad.
Attention whore is right up there with bad guy. But
his little fight with Tom Hauser did not help his cause either. No. It made him look worse.
Well, yeah, because Hauser's one of the most reasoned people in the business.
Yeah.
And for Hauser to try to get home the point, and then this buffoon struggling to say anything was just amazing. Now, granted, I think the best possible outcome of that incident happened. And that is the black residents saying, are you kidding me? Get the bleep out of here. These idiots started running away.
And when I first
what more do you want?
When I first saw that video, if there had not been some state troopers between the two, I think we'd have probably had some Nazis that might have been a little bit...
escalation.
We would have kicked some Nazi ass.
I think that's the way it is.
Yeah, good. So again, that had the best outcome of all, but he's wanting people to condemn it. And, hell, I didn't even know about it. I now have been corrected. It made a lot of news accounts. But it sounds to me like the homeboys took care of that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And good for them. And
as they should have.
I should say home people, I guess. God knows what toes you're stepping on when you open your mouth in this day and age.
That's it. Show's over.
That's it. See you later. Well, I congratulate the black residents of Eagle Bend or Rivercrest or Spinnaker Way or wherever the hell this was in the suburb of Cincinnati. Cincinnati's an old German town.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you know the kids, when they want to refer to somebody as lame or stupid, they call them Ohio?
Oh, yeah. How about we call them Walls?
Well, I don't get it. Why do they call him Ohio?
Well, have you ever been there?
Oh, okay.
I'm one of the few people I know who absolutely loves Cleveland, Ohio.
It's on the water.
Okay.
It's got
okay,
water.
It's
It's got water.
That's great.
It's all
That's
I need. It's got water.
You know what it has, though?
That's Riz,
The
Joe.
bad freeway system. Do you know that it has a 20-mile-an-hour curve as you go around the lake? I just drove this a couple
So
months
does
ago.
Spaghetti Junction.
No, but it's Interstate 90.
Listen, I got news for you. When
to
I
me.
was there to cover a ball game, I didn't have to worry about the freeway.
Got on the plane and got off.
I was down there downtown.
The plane.
It's Joe's world, isn't it?
That's
Nobody
it.
else's
I don't
world
care about your
matters.
20-mile-an-hour curve.
Joe's world.
And
It's
that
like
was
a
it.
90-degree turn on the freeway.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Never
exist in
drove
his
it.
world.
You know what, Kenny? You're right. I had nothing to do with that freeway. I don't want to.
You are my